hair loss. That's something that I never really considered before I got my locks, but the more people I meet with locks, the more I realize that this is a really big concern within the lock community. Hey guys, welcome back to the Dreadlock Culture channel. My name is Nadia, and today's topic is hair loss and root thinning. We're going to be talking about why it happens and, more importantly, how you can prevent it. So let's begin with the why. The medical term for hair loss is alopecia, and there are several different types, but in this video, we're going to be talking about 3 of them. The first one is androgenetic alopecia, and this is hair loss that is caused either by aging or genetics. Unfortunately, there isn't a cure for this, but early intervention can help. And so if you suspect that maybe hair loss runs in your family, or that hair loss in your case particularly could be due to aging or something like this, then I recommend that you speak with your doctor and try to get a treatment as soon as possible. The next type is called telogen effluvium, and this is temporary hair loss that can be caused by different things like stress, hormonal imbalances, nutritional deficiencies, maybe medication that you're taking, or things like chemotherapy. It can occur post-surgery sometimes, and it can be caused by certain underlying health conditions. So this type of hair loss usually resolves on its own once the root issue is taken care of and dealt with. But if you suspect that you may have hair loss due to this reason, then again, it's worth discussing it with your doctor just to make sure that you are not going to experience long-term hair loss. And the third type is called traction alopecia. And this is hair loss that is caused by consistent pulling and tension on the scalp. So in locks specifically, this could be due to consistent root manipulation, either by getting too much maintenance done on the roots or by using your locks in styles that are consistently pulling at the roots. So tight hairstyles specifically. And also if you're just kind of playing with your hair all the time, or just, touching your roots all the time, any type of this manipulation could cause potentially long-term hair loss. As with anything, I believe that prevention is better than the cure. So how do we prevent hair loss and root thinning in locks? Well, there are several ways that we can do this. The first, and I believe is one of the most important, is related to your nutrition and having a healthy lifestyle. I went into the details of this in a previous video, so I will leave that linked in the description. And if you're interested in that, definitely go check it out. The second thing are topical treatments that can be done on the scalp to support hair growth and scalp health. This is another thing I also talked about in a previous video, and I shared 5 different treatments that you can do at home. They're easy and they will support your hair growth in the long run as well, and maintain the scalp of your health and maintain the health of your scalp. The third thing I recommend you do are gentle scalp massages. And this is going to help stimulate blood flow to the scalp. So, with the tips of your fingers, you don't have to go overboard. You don't have to hurt yourself, but very gently just massage your scalp. And you can do this for maybe 5 minutes a day. And it's great to do this either when you're watching TV, just whenever you have some downtime, or even in the shower. So make it easy on yourself and find a time that you're not doing really much, and just give yourself 5 minutes to give yourself a nice scalp massage. The fourth thing is to avoid too much tension at the root level. And what I recommend you do is, if you are specifically vulnerable to hair loss, then definitely I would wait 8 or more weeks between any maintenance session and any root manipulation whatsoever. And then also I encourage you to go easy on the tight hairstyles. So maybe just style your hair whenever you have like a really important event, or you have to look super sharp to go somewhere. But other than that, maybe it's better just to let your locks loose and hang naturally. On the other side of that though, if your locks are really long, then leaving them loose might be also causing some pressure because they're too long and heavy. So in this case, if you do have a lot of accessories like beads and that kind of thing, then I recommend you remove some of them, because any tension or any weight can cause more pressure on the scalp. So to relieve some of that tension, then don't use your beads on your hair all the time. And then also, if you feel that your locks are too long or putting too much pressure on certain locks, maybe you'll see thinning in a specific lock or a specific area of your hair, then in those cases, then there is a possibility that you may have to trim your locks. And this could be just a couple of inches. It doesn't have to be too much. It can be hard for some of us to consider the option of trimming them. But when it comes to your health, remember that your health is more important than anything else. And so for you to enjoy your lock journey and to have good health, maybe that's something that you might have to do. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. And the 5th thing is to reduce stress in your life. And I know that this is easier said than done, but stress truly causes a lot of other health issues, not just issues with our hair. So it's something that I think that should be prioritized in everybody's life. And let's say in my case specifically, to reduce stress, I like to read, I like to go on nature walks, and even just to sit outside and have some tea in the quiet or listen to some music. And whatever it is that you do to reduce stress in your life, I encourage you to give yourself some minutes, maybe once a week or maybe a few times a week if you can, to give yourself prioritize time that you can do something that will help to relieve stress in your life. Now, if you've done everything you can and you're still either concerned about having potential hair loss in the future, or you're experiencing some level of hair loss in the present moment, then I recommend that you talk to a doctor, because there is a possibility that your hair loss could be caused by an underlying health issue and maybe something that you don't really know is there. So it is worth going to a doctor just to have an evaluation or a checkup and make sure that you are in the healthiest state possible. And if by chance there is something that you are currently dealing with that needs to be taken care of, it's better to do it earlier on, and that way it can also benefit your hair growth in the future. So that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more lock content, then please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video. I post videos weekly, so I will see you guys in the next one. And until then, keep rocking your locks. Bye.